Hi everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just going to be a chilled out reading vlog. I'm in the mood to mood read. I don't have any set TBR. We're just going to pick up whatever books I am in the mood for, and I thought I'd bring you along with me and you can keep me company and I will keep you company. Of course, like all of my reading vlogs, this will be spoiler free, so don't worry about that. So currently reading 3 books. I've got one as a physical copy, I've got one on audio and one on my Kindle because I gotta be interested no matter what I'm doing. First up on my Kindle, I am reading Sick Fucks by Tilly Colt. This is the darkest book I have ever read. Check content warnings. I can't go into details about what they are because this book, like I said, the darkest I've ever read. But I'm powering through the hard bits because I know that like the revenge is gonna be so good. Because they need, like, I need to see them get their revenge. I can't just like stop reading. So definitely a hard read, but I am about 40% through and they're starting to get their revenge arc, so it is, I have a feeling, about to get very like satisfying of an ending. Then for a physical copy, I am reading The Witch Collector by Charissa Weeks. This is my book club's November book pick. I am on part 2 now, so just over 100 pages in. So much has happened in this book. This is the first book in a fantasy series. There's currently 2 full books and a novella out. So much happened in the first 100 pages that I feel like we really need to slow down so that I can actually understand the world we're in, because we've been thrust into this whole new world with a whole new magic system and a whole new history, and we didn't really get much world building or any world building at all really before like these huge things started happening. So I'm hoping it is definitely at a place now where it's going to slow down, and I'm hoping we get some more understanding of the world while it does start to slow down. But I am really enjoying it and I'm having so much fun like on the book club talking to each other. It is completely free and always linked down below if you'd like to join. It's on Fable and that's what I'm reading physically. By the way, if you can hear snoring in the background, it's her. She's deaf. She's an old deaf dog, so she can't hear how loud she's being. And then on audio, I'm doing my yearly reread of my favourite series from childhood and still as adulthood. I'm currently on book 7. This is called Kingdom of the Wicked. It's the Scarlet Grey Pleasant series. If you're not new here, it needs no introduction. It is by Derek Landy, and I think anyone who loves any genre and is any age will love this series. I read it every year and I normally end up finishing it around Christmas time, which I think I'm on track to do again this year. And it is just so nostalgic for me. But I am 400 pages in, there's 200 to go, and this is a guaranteed 5-star. Every time I read every book in this series, they are all 5 stars guaranteed. This is a 6-star series, like, so good. And that's what I'm listening to. So all that to say, I think I'm gonna read some more of Sick Fucks because I want to. Oh, is another doggy gonna join me? Hang on. Hello. Sometime now, I have nothing to do and all the dogs, we just took them all out for a long walk, didn't we? So they're all tired now. They're all ready for a nap. That one is already asleep. So I have quite a bit of time to just sit and get some reading done. I think I'm going to continue with Sick Fucks for now because, like I said, I want to get like past the hard stuff, and I had at the 50% mark it like changes and you don't get the it's hard to not explain this, but I can't put it on YouTube. It is a messed up, dark and twisted book. Please check content warnings if you're gonna read it. I don't recommend you read it because like it is not it's not fun. But I'm reading it for a purpose. I don't think I would have picked it up, but I wanted to read books I'd specifically been avoiding, so that is why I picked that one up and that's why I'm pushing through. Anyway, gonna get more of that read, and then if I have stuff to do later, it will be the audiobook I pick up. And this has been a very long intro. I'm just gonna record for a few days. I don't have a time limit on how long this video will be. I'll just keep you updated with what I'm reading, what I'm in the mood for. And let me know what you guys are reading. I would really like to do one of those like read with me videos where it's like just an hour of me reading. Maybe I'll do one where I'm like annotating a book, and just so that you have company, or even you have body doubling. I know for people with ADHD that is a big thing. So you can watch it and read with me to feel productive. Let me know if you would want that, because I really want to film something like that. Okay, this intro is so long, so gonna be done with that now. I'm gonna go get reading, and I'll see you when I see you. Hello, it is the next day. Last night I finished Kingdom of the Wicked. As always, 5 stars. Like, trust me when I tell you, they're all 5 stars. I loved it so much, as always. Book 8, I think, is my favourite of the series, honestly. Like, since I'm doing a reread, that might change. I think it changes every time I do a reread, but I have always had a special place in my heart for book 8 called Last Stand of Dead Men. And I'm so excited to read that one. There is, however, a novella in between. Well, I say novella, this is nearly 300 pages. And this is Tanith Lowe in The Maleficent Seven, and this is like one of the characters who is showing up less in later books because they're doing their own thing, gets their own, like, you get to see what they've been up to, basically. But there's 2 storylines in this, and I know, like, I think I've read this before, like, I know where it's going, but I think it's so interesting to be reading it again, knowing where it's going and picking up on things I didn't the first time I read it. I'm about to get in bed and read some more of Sick Fucks by Tilly Carl, get some progress done on this one, and then when my eyes get tired, I'll switch over to audio. Hello. It has been, I think, a day or 2 since I spoke to you, and I am making quite a bit of progress on The Witch Collector. I'm now halfway through. I am really liking this book. I do like, it is not slow paced by any means, but I do like the pace of it so much more now, because I'm getting to grips with this world, and I'm learning more, and I feel like at this pace I'm taking everything in so much better. It is still fast paced, but it's just not 3 times speed. We're at 2 times speed. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm on chapter 23, page 174. I think that is quite literally exactly the 50% mark. I am having such a good time. I'm so glad I picked this book up. I was quite intimidated by it because of the beginning, but I'm so glad. I honestly think I could finish the rest of it today. I'm reading it at a slower pace because even though it is short, it is, like, the writing's not small, but I feel like it is taking me longer to read. But I always feel that way with fantasy. It always takes me longer to read fantasy than a contemporary romance, you know, or a thriller. So I'm taking my time with it, but it is not because I'm not enjoying it, because I'm having such a good time. And I'm so glad I have the next book, because I think this one ends on a cliffhanger. I think people said that. But either way, I'm gonna carry on, gonna get into bed because I'm not feeling good today, and probably be joined by at least one puppy for some cuddles, and she'll probably fall asleep on me, and I'm gonna hopefully finish this one today. I honestly think I will, because I'm so locked into this right now. I'm just having the best time. It has been a few hours since I last spoke to you, so I've got a few updates. I did just finish The Witch Collector by Terissa Weeks. This was, I think I mentioned it before, but it was my November book club pick for my book club, and I had a fun time seeing other people's reactions as I was going through. I am going to rate this 3.5 stars. I like the premise. There were a lot of things I did like about it. It just felt a bit weirdly paced, and a few things felt rushed, and then a few things felt a bit dragged out. I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, so I can't really tell you what those things were. But if you've read this book, or if you want to, feel free to join the link below for my book club, and then you can see my thoughts literally chapter by chapter. It is so cool. But yeah, 3.5 stars. I'm glad I have the next book because it has set things up really well in a way that it's not ending on a cliffhanger, but it's ended with them telling us what they are going to do in the next book, kind of, if that makes sense. I also read Tanith Lowe in The Maleficent Seven by Derek Landy. I read this in one sitting. It's under 300 pages, which is why I didn't update you while I was reading it. It was just a really quick, really big writing, I love this art here because I love seeing other people's, not other people's, but we only get the main characters on the covers of the books that I have. So it's really cool to see like side characters that are in the books that I have my own picture of in my head. It is nice to actually put the art to their faces. That is another book I've read. So the only book I'm now in the middle of is Sick Fucks by Tilly Cole. So I'm going to spend the evening getting as far into it as I can. I don't think I'm going to finish it. I have about 180 pages to go. And this book is really dark, so I'm trying to split it up. So I think I'm going to read a few chapters and then I might pick up something else. But what that is, I don't know yet. It is getting darker and darker. I want to DNF it, but I'm 60% in. So I think I'm going to skim a few scenes till it gets a bit less dark so that I can see how it ends. I want to say don't read this book. It is so messed up. Like, I'm not forcing myself to read some of the stuff in it because I just don't want to do that to myself. So I'm going to skip to the end of this scene. And I'm going to skim read any bits that are as dark as that. If you couldn't tell from my voice, I'm getting sick. And the worst thing when I'm getting sick is to be reading a book I'm not enjoying. So let's hope I finish this today so I can move on to something else. So I finished it. I ended up skimming quite a lot. I can't recommend this, okay? No hate if you love it. Like, everyone has their own taste in what they like in books, but I can't in good conscience recommend this book. I'm gonna rate it 2 stars. This is by far the darkest and twisted, most messed up book I've ever read, and I like to read thrillers and horrors and stuff, and this is, I think it's marketed as a dark romance, but honestly it is horrific what happens. Don't recommend, don't like, probably gonna unhaul the book. I don't know what I'm gonna read next, honestly. I think I need to do something else other than reading for a while and then probably pick up another book tomorrow that is hopefully a lot lighter. Good morning. It has been, I think, a day since I last spoke to you. I have some updates. First of all, I can't remember what I've told you about book 8 of Skullduggery Pleasant, but I have read this whole thing. This is my favourite book in the series. It's Last Stand of Dead Men. Every time I reread this series, I like change what I love the most, but this one has stayed consistent with top tier, and it is just like all the rest of them. I binged them in like a day or two. So read this one. Then I am almost 200 pages into The Dying of the Light, book 9. As always, loving it. Let's talk about a new book I'm reading instead of some rereads. This is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. So for the month of December, I have made a bookish advent calendar, books off of my physical TBR. I wrap them all, I number them all, and then every day over on my TikTok, I am opening the number book, reading it in a spoiler-free reading vlog, and that is what I plan to do for the month of December. So 24 books, 24 days. I wrapped them a couple weeks ago, so I had time to forget what order they were in, and this is the first one I got. So this is super creepy already. I am 85 pages in, and this is about a woman who goes to be like a full-time live-in babysitter nanny for this boy who has rich parents in this big house, and it's over the summer until he starts his new school, I think. And then he really likes drawing pictures, and as you go on, the pictures get creepier, and he has this imaginary friend that he's drawing in the pictures, and it's clear that she's dead in the pictures, and it's just really creepy because he's like 5. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say other than I am so into it already, and like I said, only 85 pages in. I don't want to show you any of the pictures. Well, I'll show you I'll just show you this one picture. It's only literally 24 pages in. So clear that that woman is a bit creepy, but that he says this is his imaginary friend. And I won't show you anything further on because I don't want it to get spoilery, but it gets creepier and creepier. I'm not at the creepy bits yet even, but I'm already feeling the atmosphere and I am absolutely loving this book. I looked it up and Jason Rekulak has a new book that came out last month, and if by the end of this I'm still liking it, that is going on one of the next books I buy, I think, because it's so atmospheric. It is. I'm having such a blast. I'm having such a good time. 5 stars. 5 stars. This book is insane in the absolute best way. So the premise of this is that Mallory is going to be like a live-in nanny for this rich couple to look after their, I think, 5-year-old son. They've just moved there and it's for over the summer, and he's about to like start school when the summer ends, and she's living in like a cottage, like a renovated shed, like at the bottom of their garden, but it's like huge. Anyway, the son loves drawing pictures and he draws her all these pictures, and he also has an imaginary friend that is in the pictures sometimes, but it's very clear in the pictures that his imaginary friend is dead. And the pictures are in the book. Like, the pictures are in the book. This is not a spoiler, it's like no way in it at all. I don't want to show you further because it will get into spoiler territory, but the pictures get creepy and creepier as time goes on. Also, a lot of creepy stuff happens, but Mallory she used to be a drug addict and she used to struggle with memory loss and like false memories. So she starts to doubt, like, am I remembering this wrong? Did it really happen? Or is something going on with my memory again? So I love that trope of like, you can't tell if the person whose point of view, it's like unreliable narrator, like you can't tell if what we're hearing from her is actually real or not. It is so good. It is so sick and twisted. Check content warnings. This is a deep and disturbing thriller. I would say also horror elements. I don't know what this is actually classified as, but it is so good. 5 stars, one of the best books I read this whole year. I am so glad I read this. I can't believe I was putting it off. Now, I think that's where I'm going to leave this video here today because I don't think we can get better than this, so I want to end on a high note. We read quite a few books in this video. We have Hidden Pictures. I read a few Skullduggery Pleasant books. We read The Witch Collector and Sick Fucks. I think that's everything. But, you know, you've just watched this video, so you'll know better than me if I've missed anything out. I thought this would just be a little fun mood read with me video. Let me know if you want to see more chilled out videos like this, but I don't have a set goal. It's just come along with me and see what I end up reading, because I do a lot of challenges, which I absolutely love. But I also love when I just don't have a goal to have to stick to and I just read whatever I'm in the mood for. That is everything. If you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe as I post new videos every single week. Click the notification bell down below if you want to be notified when I upload. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you in another video. Bye!